Welcome back to SMS Games, and this is my WWE 2K22 wish list. Now, the first thing we're going to start off with is Universe Manager Mode. Now, that's exactly what it sounds like. That is WWE Universe Mode and General Manager Mode put together. Now, WWE Universe Mode is practically General Manager Mode, just a very stripped back General Manager Mode without having the pricing of money, how much a show cost or a pay-per-view cost or a match cost. You take that away and take the ratings away from it, you practically got Universe Mode. Except for in Universe Mode, you've got the creation suite, things in there where you can create a show. You can have all those different things with custom arena and all the rest of it. So Universe Mode is General Manager Mode, just very stripped back, as I said. So, but think about this, Universe Manager Mode. Now, I know that everybody, and I've heard, everyone say that General Manager Mode is the most requested mode that they want back in the game. Ever since THQ did it, they want 2K Sports to do it now. Now, I'm not going to say, it would be very interesting to see how 2K Sports would do their take on a mode that THQ did very well at. But I'm also one of those people where I'm not too fussed about General Manager Mode. I do enjoy Universe Mode as well. The only problem is that Universe Mode first needs to be polished, because it's the same Universe Mode from WWE 2K18 and WWE 2K19 and even before that, right? It's just the same Universe Mode year after year. It needs to be polished up before they do anything else to it. So even if they take the promo, for example, right? If they take the promo thing and they polish that up, where I get that they can't do audio for every single, superstar or legend or whatever. Like, for example, you can't do audio for, WWE legends like Eddie Guerrero or Andre the Giant, right? I completely understand that. But you can do audio for main roster people that you've already got in the game to make the promo thing feel a lot more better. And a lot more closer to real life, instead of just hitting the music and having this boring text that just makes every single promo you cut in the game feel exactly the same, to the point where you're skipping the text just so you can get into the fighting thing, and even then you don't even care about that because it lasts about like 30 seconds, if that, before the referee's just doing the same thing and breaking up the fight, and it feels very boring. After a couple of weeks or a month, you're already sick of Universe Mode because it's just the same thing over and over. So definitely polish up Universe Mode before you do anything with it. And what you can do with the General Manager Mode side of things in Universe Mode is put General Manager Mode options in Universe Mode. So if, like, everyone gets the best of both worlds. If you're like me and you love playing Universe Mode, you just want it to be more polished up, and you're not too fussed about General Manager Mode stuff, then you should have those options to be able to turn the price and the money on and off. You can turn the ratings on and off, and with the ratings you can even do social media ratings, like how many views and stuff that you get on social media, the interest of social media, and how many people are paying attention, and the social media views and stuff, and the ratings of that. And then you got televised ratings. Then you can also have pay-per-view social media ratings and televised ratings on the WWE network for pay-per-views. So that can work very well with the rating system now as well. It doesn't have to be, and you can even do where your ratings is competing with other sports entertainment companies, AEW and like TNA and stuff like that. So you can have all this different rating system as well. With the money, you can be how much a show costs to air on, to be able to air on television, how much the pyro cost, how much, like, for example, if you wanted your show to go for 2 hours, it costs less than running a show going for 3 or 4 hours, So they can do all this, and it can work very well, and even have, separate ratings for pay-per-views to see how you're going, competing with other sports entertainment companies, and how good your social media and your WWE network views are going for pay-per-views as well. So I reckon that's a very good thing, and they should have options to turn the money and the rating system on and off, and with a very fresh and new polished feeling to Universe Mode. So that's that. That is a universe manager mode. Now the second thing that I also want to talk about, the next thing, is adding more match types. Now, new match types. And what that is, in my mind, is what I would like to see is what a lot of other people would like to see, but I would love to see that War Games match. You know, the NXT TakeOver War Games, where you've got that steel cage, but it's connected to 2 rings, right? I don't really pay attention to NXT much. I know enough about NXT to know about these things, and some of the newest superstars like Shotzi Blackheart, and I don't know if I pronounced that right, I completely botched it, probably botched it. But, you know, like for example, you can have that War Games cage match. That would be very, very good to have in the game. You know, and they need to bring back special guest referee. You know, like, I know it's not, we haven't seen it in ages, but even casket match or buried alive match, Inferno match, because of the, you know, the Firefly Inferno match that Randy Orton and The Fiend had at TLC, and things like that. Just make the match types more interesting. And I heard that they are also taking, 2K Sports are taking inspiration off the older games, like, what was it, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, and Shut Your Mouth, and those types of games, which I'm pretty sure it's one of those old SmackDown games that was very good, and I enjoyed it for the reason of the freedom was in a match was like really, really good, where, you know, there was where you could go backstage within an instant, a blink of an eye, and you could go backstage. But that's one thing that I'd like them to do as well. So you've got the you've got new match types. You know, I'd love to see ambulance match in there as well. That would be very good. I'd love to see that. You know, I quit match, all the rest of it. So new match types. The next thing that I would like to see in WWE 2K22 is, I've heard a lot about custom music. Now, I'm all for that, and I saw that I think it was the one of them, the 101 or Smack Talks, one of them did it, where they did this very good video of how they can put Spotify, WWE's Spotify account, into the game so you can have custom music. And I've even seen other things where you can have like custom you know, Tron movies attached to music, or have that separate as well. So the Spotify thing would work very well, and the you know, custom Titantron attached to the music and stuff, where you could search it up, would be a very good option too, where you download it, and that's fine. I am all for the custom music being back in you know, WWE games again, and I very much miss that. You know, and now we're getting into the Creation Suite. Now, the first thing with the Creation Suite that I'd like to see is the biggest thing that I've always loved, apart from custom superstar, like, you know, created superstar, or the cores as they call it, is create an arena. I absolutely love Create Arena, and I feel like it needs more love, much more love, because, you know, that gets used more than what people actually like to admit that it gets used or pay attention to it. You know, everyone's all saying general manager mode this and general manager mode that. You know, it's just all about the number one thing being general manager mode, but people don't actually understand that create an arena mode gets used a lot, and I mean a lot. You know, to the fact that, think about it, you know, if WWE's games feel outdated, what's one of the first things that you go to if they, and one of the things they tend to change, apart from, you know, superstars' attires or a superstar's music or entrance or whatever, you know, apart from that, it's the arena. Lately, it has been the arena because of the pandemic, you know, COVID-19. So they've been changing the arena quite a bit. So I feel like Create an Arena needs more love. Now, here's my ideas for Create an Arena to make it better. And it's quite simple. Be able to let us be as over the top as we want to be. You know, in a really silly sense, or in a really, like, respectful sense. And what I mean by respectful is, let us be able to put multiple, because they've got limits on shit, and I hate the fact that 2K Sports puts limits on stuff with like stuff like Create an Arena. It gets to me and it annoys me, because I want to be able to go to the Voltrons and place the Voltrons wherever I want. And if I want to have multiple of the same Voltrons or multiple of different Voltrons, I can do that. If I want to add, like, for example, Raw from 2014's Tron, and I want to mix and match it with Raw from, just say 2020's Voltron, I can do that. Even the same with Minitron. Allow us to add multiple Trons for, like the LED boards for the one space. Let us be able to do multiple Voltrons, multiple headers, multiple Minitrons. Let us be able to do that. Let us be able to move it wherever we want around the stage, instead of always putting limits on everything that we do, to the fact that people literally have to goddamn glitch the friggin' Create an Arena mode just so they can get something that feels more like real life. And then with the stage, I think it was what was it? It was my mind's shot. I'm trying to think of the WrestleMania that really long entrance ramp. And the Minitron looked like a fucking sunflower or something. Anyway, the one with the really long ramp, when they put that in the WWE game, it was so short. It was not to real life. Like, the entrance ramp was so huge. And even like, I think it's WrestleMania 14, we see The Undertaker come out, and that entrance ramp has the curvature to it. They need to be able to put more real to life arenas and stadiums in there, where you can have, if you wanted a super long WrestleMania like ramp, you can do that and Create an Arena. But if you wanted to have like a super short one that felt more like a house show, you can do that as well, and be able to shape the arenas a lot better. So Create an Arena is a very big thing for me as well. Now, moving on to the next thing that I would like to see is, well, when I think about it, are the like community creations. Community creations needs a lot of love as well, because I've noticed when you search up something, it doesn't always come up. It's been like that. I did notice that because I started using community creations a lot more in WWE 2K19. So I did notice in 2K19 the creation suite community creations a lot more better. But I noticed in 2K19 and 2K20, it's an occurring problem with the community creations when you go to search up something and it doesn't come up. For example, if you look up let's just say a lesser known or lesser, more popular superstar like Eva Marie or Maria Kanellis or something like that, it's going to come up with like Roman Reigns and bloody Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre, or a whole bunch of just random custom superstars with different names, one called Kelly and one called Nick or something, and you have to literally scroll like 2 or 3 pages just so you get one custom superstar. I remember I was trying to do that, and I was trying to download a playable Paul Heyman that somebody created on, Create Superstar. And I had to skip like 2 or 3 pages before I even saw anything that remotely looked like Paul Heyman as a playable superstar in the game. It was just all other shit that didn't matter, that I didn't search for. So, community creations needs that love there, and it needs to be fixed. When you search for a name, I don't think this hashtag thing is working for them on community creations. Honestly, I don't think it is. Because having hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag this, having like 3 or 4 different hashtags, no, it should just be one search bar, you search name, and it familiarizes itself with that straight away and takes you straight to every creation that's like that. If you say Paul Heyman, if you say Roman Reigns, it should just be pages of Paul Heyman or Roman Reigns, whoever you search, not a bunch of random stuff that you didn't search for. If you search for Braun Strowman, you don't want to see Alexa Bliss when you come up in that search. It just doesn't make sense to me, So I'm trying to make sense of all that. So Just gotta turn that on. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to make sense of, and what doesn't make sense to me, quite honestly. It really doesn't. Now, you've got also the next thing in my wish list as well, because there's a lot of things in my wish list that I want to see from 2K Sports. See, 2K's really messed up, and everybody knows they messed up with 2K20 like really bad. So the wish list is going to be like, you want it to feel polished and new. You know, you want it to feel like a game that you actually are really, 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 really excited to pick up. And wrestling games these days struggle to do that, because people just look at wrestling games as, oh, it's just another boring wrestling game. You gotta stand out from the crowd. You gotta do something that is gonna wow people. So, you know, so as I was saying, the next thing in my wish list is, you know, just a whole plethora of things, you know, like community creations. Take the download limit off. That's just stupid, having a download limit. Be able to say, do you want to use this as an alternate attire, you know, for the superstar or not, when you get in there, instead of having to go into the custom superstar thing, say yes, wait for it to do the boring load, and, you know, just be able to do that, you know, just the whole thing, new match types, everything. So this is my WWE 2K22 wish list. That's all I can think of at the moment. There's probably a lot more things, but yes, if I think of anything, there might be a part 2. If there's not a part 2, then obviously my mind's shot and I couldn't think of anything else. But yeah, anyway, this has been my WWE 2K22 wish list on SMS Games, and as always, thanks for watching, and if you're not videoing it, it ain't worth shit. Take care, guys.